back in '95, when I published Fingerprints of the Gods, it used to be said, all of us working in this field were interested in the fact that there were pyramids in many different countries around the world. And these pyramids, furthermore, seem to have more in common than just their shape. There seem to be certain ideas. This idea of the transformation of human beings into gods is very central to the pyramids of Giza. And it's also central to the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico, just north of Mexico City, where we have the so-called Pyramid of the Moon and the Pyramid of the Sun, and a myth of the beginning of a world age taking place there. An old age of the world had ended and a new age began. These ideas are resonant and found in pyramids all around the world. The astronomical connection at Teotihuacan, very similar to the astronomical connection that we find in ancient Egypt. And the equinoctial alignment, for example, of the Pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza, in the Yucatan. All of these things are very curious because pyramids all around the world seem to have the same set of ideas and the same connections to the heavens incorporated within them. But the view of archaeology at the time was that it's not possible for there to be any connection between the pyramids of the Old World and the pyramids of the New World, because the pyramids of Giza were built, according to Orthodox chronology, around 2500 BC. And the pyramids of Mexico, that Teotihuacan group of pyramids, really that dates to about 200 years, 300 years after Christ, maybe even a little bit later. And the Chichen Itza pyramid that we're looking at now, around about 900 to 1,000 years after Christ. So if they're separated by so much time, it must be a coincidence that they all have the same design and that they all incorporate the same features. So this was the view of archaeology, and this was one of the arguments that was given to debunk any mysterious connection between pyramids around the world. And I just want to make this point to say that really, I think archaeology, it's a wonderful discipline and they do incredible work, but I think they need to be more humble, and I think they need to be more provisional with regard to history and prehistory. And the further back we go, the more provisional they need to be. We shouldn't be drawing firm conclusions about the past on the basis of limited evidence, because the next turn of the archaeologist's spade can change the whole picture. And that's what's happened here at Caral, which is a large group of pyramids about 200 kilometers north of Lima in Peru, which have been excavated over the last 10 years. And companion pyramids, there's another one of the Caral pyramids, companion pyramids at Banduria, about 65 kilometers south of there. And it's now clear that these pyramids do date to the period from 2500 to 3000 BC, exactly the period that is attributed to the Giza pyramids. So the argument that the chronological separation of the pyramids means there can no longer be any connection with them falls apart in the light of this new archaeological evidence. So there's Fingerprints of the Gods, a battered, beaten-up copy of Fingerprints of the Gods. That's how I like to see it. Published in 1995, in which I argued that civilization was much older and much more mysterious than we had previously been taught. One of the magazines, one of the friends of archaeology that attacked me for suggesting that was New Scientist magazine. So I couldn't help feeling a certain warm glow when I saw this cover of New Scientist magazine in October 2013. Civilization is older and more mysterious than we thought. Are things changing? I think they are. I think they are, and I'll outline this evening some of the reasons why I think they're changing. And as I say, that will involve going over some old material, so please bear with me while I do that. I want to take you around the Giza Plateau, and here is the Great Pyramid of Giza, the last surviving wonder of the ancient world, and here is the southwest corner of the Great Pyramid of Giza.